Good afternoon, traders and investors. Will back here with another one. Hope you guys are doing very well, wrapping up a beautiful week here on Friday after the close. So today, bit of a mixed market. QQQ actually edging out some gains as big tech continues its march forward here, while everything else takes a little bit of a breather here, guys. So today, no earnings, of course. We are going to cover our major indexes here. Then we're going to dive into our major tech names on the technical analysis, of course. And lastly, do a portfolio recap for the week ending here, guys. So hope everybody had a beautiful week of trading and hope you guys had some great gains after we got some beautiful news from the Federal Reserve on Wednesday, and also coming off that beautiful CPI report that we had on Tuesday. So without further ado, guys, let's get right into it here. So SPY down 0.57%, QQQ up almost 0.5% here, and everything else kind of taking a little bit of a well-deserved breather. Now, if you take a look at the market as a whole, there was some sector rotation going on here, mostly coming back into big tech, semiconductors again with some outperformance here, and healthcare and financials pulling back ever so slightly here. So you can see a lot of red in the market, but not actual really crazy red, right? Just pretty much a percent or less than 0.5% for the most part of your red stocks here. Big tech with the advance here. On the one-day relative, you'll see that most of the market was indeed red. Nice little pullback day here. Going to be loading up the dip buying for next week as well. One-day relative here, you can see technology, consumer cyclical, those mostly led by big tech, were pretty much in the green. Everything else in the red, led down by utilities and real estate, which have really been some of the outperformers over the course of the week here. So really nice to see them have a little bit of a pullback day. On a one-week relative, you can see we are still very healthy, guys, right? Everything pretty much in the green, except for communication services, most likely. That is largely due to Google pulling back a lot this week. On the 1 month relative here, you can see that everything very healthy in the green. So very broad market overall. Next week, guys, we have a few earnings to cover as well. Tuesday, I will be covering 2 companies, guys. We will be doing FedEx. We will also be doing FactSet. FactSet is not one that I talk about a lot on the channel, but is a very solid company, guys. If you don't know what they do data analytics for a lot of your financial companies, right? So they're one of the market leaders in terms of providing financial analysis and breakdowns of companies, and they are used very widely in the private equity and investment banking sector here, guys. A lot of your analysts here are using FactSet data research, and you can see this company just continues to churn out gains over the years. They have a very solid business model, very good profit margins as well, ever increasing revenue, just a great company overall. It just doesn't get talked about that much, but is a very good company. So FedEx, FactSet on Tuesday. Wednesday, we will be doing Micron and potentially some General Mills to get some insight into whether or not we have deflation in terms of commodity prices, right? General Mills is going to be a very good indication on those. Micron, obviously a semiconductor play, so we will be covering them after they were receiving very positive returns in terms of stock price. But their last 2 earnings, I really did not like. So it was very surprising to see them rise after those earnings here. Thursday, we'll be covering Nike. Nike, one of my favorite stocks in terms of recovery play. So we will see how they are doing in terms of that. So now, let's get right into our technical analysis, guys. I'm going to try to keep this video shorter than usual here. So SPY coming down ever so slightly here, but as we were saying this whole week, pretty much anything above 454, just looking for your daily high or low here, consolidation here, and then looking for further price expansion. Bulls are obviously in full control, very close to your all-time highs. Beautiful confirmed weekly uptrend at this point as well. So really not much in terms of red flags. The bulls are in full control here, full control of the daily. If for ever which reason, guys, we lose the daily uptrend here, it would just be weekly consolidation. And at that point, guys, we have a very beautiful base of resistance here, which will be used as support here in the 458, 455 region. Don't expect the bears to be able to get through that, especially with the bullish news that we've most recently received here. So still very close to your all-time highs. And obviously your monthly bulls are in full control. So no red flags, just a little bit of a pullback day today. QQQ marching forward here. So QQQ, anything above 383 zone is going to be pretty much for a daily lower high for further price expansion as well. If for whatever reason we pull back a lot, well, you do have your 12 EMA right here, and you do have previous resistance, which will be support as well. So don't expect the bears to get through that too easily as well. On the weekly as well, we are looking very close to our all-time high. Still, QQQ now pretty much 0.5%, guys, from your all-time highs, looking very good. Not even overbought yet on the weekly, so love to see that. Still have some room to move to the upside here on the weekly. So we will be probably challenging the all-time highs pretty much next week should the markets continue their march forward here. So looking very healthy. Obviously, bulls in full control of this weekly uptrend as well. So any daily pullback, guys, just looking for a higher low for further price expansion. As long as your long-term bulls are in full control of these major timeframes here, Very, very, very bullish leading into 2024. Obviously, massive cup and handle formation on the monthly chart for QQQ, and that usually does break bullish. It's already breaking bullish right here, and we should expect some follow through, at least beyond the all-time highs, most likely towards the 424.30 area on QQQ is what I'd be targeting personally. Now, moving into XLF financials. XLF, also a little bit of a day of consolidation here. So green candle on a red day. That's pretty much due to a slight gap down open, but ending the day okay here, down about 0.6%. That's fine. Why? Because we're above our big area of resistance. So now, guys, on the daily, any pullback, anything above 35.75, just looking for a daily higher low into a next leg up here. And why are the bulls in such good control? We'll take a look at this weekly chart. We've now smashed this resistance area, closing above it this week. So any pullback, guys, I do believe the bulls will be able to use this entire red box as support. Going to be very tough for the bears to get back through this here. So 37 all the way down to 36 is going to be your support zone. Bulls, weekly bulls in full control at this point, right? You would need to lose the daily time frame first, and then only then will we be looking for a weekly consolidation. Bulls with a ton of space here, 37 to 36, and even all the way down here, 35.72, right? Previous resistance here can be acting as support. Just going to be waiting for those moving averages to catch up to the price. But financials looking very, very good, especially in a declining rate environment into 2024. Going to be very interesting. XLV Healthcare pulling back more than most, guys. Anything on the daily still, anything above 131.30, just looking for a daily higher low. 2 very big days of pullback after your massive rally on Wednesday here. So healthy little pullback in my opinion, guys. Nothing really to be worried about, right? We're still kind of trapped within this channel right here. If you want me to draw a couple lines here, so we're still relatively trapped within this channel right here. You can see it's played a big role in the past here, and it is turning up currently as another area where the bulls are kind of struggling in, right? Prices going back and forth, big chop zone, right? A lot of price action in these previous points, but we're coming down now to a point of resistance, right? Where the price has kind of been captured. It's acted as resistance in the past, support in the past a lot, and now we will see if we can kind of retest that. It's acted as support back here in the past as well. We will see if they can use this area. The 132.79, 133 area is going to be the likely area where the bulls can catch a bouncer. 12 EMA is right down there as well. So no red flags as well. We weren't able to crack these previous 52-week high resistance areas here on the one clean shot, so may have to just two-step this, but all in all, bulls still looking relatively healthy. And on the weekly, guys, weekly move is very bullish, right? We've been captured these 3 most recent selling legs down, now 1 big move up. So any consolidation here, guys, if we do lose the daily time frame for ever which reason here, well, we're just looking for a weekly pullback, very healthy weekly pullback. Target your first line of defense here, which would be the 132.76 area, which we were just talking about, and then lower you have about the 131 where your weekly moving averages. Everything's just going to be for a weekly lower high for a second leg up on the weekly. If ever we can't crack this weekly resistance area in 1 clean shot, just look for the 2-step, guys. Bulls are set up beautifully for it anyways. And now lastly, IWM Russell still struggling in our resistance area here. IWM poised for the potential breakout over the next couple of weeks, guys. This has been once again the area of resistance for the last 2 years, So going to be looking to see if bulls can really break this in 1 clean shot, or if we have to take a little bit of a step back, which leads to a bit of weekly consolidation and maybe 2-step this, right? So going to be looking if the bulls can do that in 1 shot, or potentially have to 2-step this, but the outcome is the same. I'm very confident in the bulls' ability to be able to crack this over the next month. The monthly breakout pattern is really set up nicely. If December closes nice and green, I do believe January and February can take us much higher here. So going to be taking a close eye on that. Short-term, bulls still in full control. 183.55 is your higher low. Anything above that going to be for a new higher low for further price improvement as well. So going to see if the bulls can really crack this area on this daily move, or if we have to consolidate a little bit and then take another stab at it. But bulls are in full control of everything, guys. The daily time frame is theirs. The weekly time frame is theirs. Any pullback, just looking for a higher low for further price appreciation. And the monthly breakout is looking very well as well. We'll see how December closes, but everything looking very good on the Russell, guys. The pivot to growth stocks has been started. Look at this massive increase in volume in relation to pretty much all year, right? We haven't had this level of volume in a very long time, guys, since pretty much the month of March off of your banking sector capitulation. So very good volume coming into the Russell currently. And lastly, our Dow Jones, guys. Dow Jones still another all-time high, guys. So Dow Jones looking very good. You see, I've drew these 2 lines at your previous all-time highs. So now we are well through them. So On the daily time frame, very, very simple. Anything above 36,000, any pullback is just for a daily higher low for further price appreciation here. Daily uptrend is in full control at this point by the bulls, clear as day, right? On the weekly as well, weekly looking very bullish, not yet overbought, but kind of getting there. The daily is heavily overbought. So any pullback, guys, any consolidation is just going to be to cool down this daily time frame here. And if it ever leads into weekly consolidation, that's fine. We have our previous all-time highs to really act as support. So I really am expecting a weekly bull flag, if anything, before further price appreciation into 2024. The monthly breakout as well is confirmed here by the bulls, right? So monthly uptrend is well in control by the bulls, something we haven't had since pretty much 2021. So looking very, very forward to picking up potentially a few Dow Jones names that have not rallied as much as the rest. I'll be doing a very, very, very big amount of research this weekend here after the most recent Fed news. We will be looking for growth names, but also potentially some value names here that won't be affected by potential deflation, that still have very, very good pricing power. So we'll be looking for a few names in the Dow Jones that may have potentially been left behind here as the index itself rallies to new all-time highs. So keep a close eye on that. Nike, I believe, is going to be one of the better ones, as Nike is still relatively, decent amount off your all-time high here, about 32%, and their fundamentals are definitely improving. So that's pretty much everything I had for you guys for your major indexes here. Crypto is still in a bit of consolidation here, so we won't really be going over that. Crypto is still doing exactly what we thought. The daily trend is still to the bulls, but now we are potentially looking for the possibility for the bears to set a daily downtrend. Keep an eye on this level, guys, 40,300. 40,300, loss of that would mean daily downtrend confirmed. If you do confirm the daily downtrend here, guys, it will be just some very healthy weekly consolidation, weekly uptrend held by the bulls at this point. Anything above 34,900, let's call it 35K flat. Just looking for your weekly higher lows for a potential other leg up here into 2024. So looking very good. Crypto is a big part of the risk on trade, and I have started positioning accordingly here. If we do get a pullback, guys, I'm looking for 38 down to 36,000 to be a sweet spot for me to be picking up a bit more Bitcoin personally. But that's pretty much everything, guys, for crypto. Crypto just consolidating a bit sideways. And obviously we can also tighten up right here. If we do tighten up, obviously the lean is fairly bullish, and I do think we get a break to the upside. So just keep an eye on those two consolidation scenarios, right? And obviously a move higher here would be a recapture of your daily uptrend, and just would continue this weekly move here. Weekly move resistance area is all the way up into your 46 to 51,000 area, and that would be pretty much an area where I do think the bulls would be taking a bit more time off for some potential monthly consolidation into 2024 before the halving event in April. So everything would line up on the technicals, guys. Now looking into Ethereum. So Ethereum, pretty much same thing as Bitcoin here, still looking out for whether or not the bears are going to follow through on this break of your support area. 2150 is pretty much going to be the area to watch here. So watch for that. If they get a break of this, it's going to be daily downtrend confirmed. That's fine. It's just going to be weekly pullback, right? So very, very good previous support line right down here, right? Anything pretty much all the way from 2119, right? So we'll just draw this on the chart real quick. 2119 all the way down to this secondary level right here, which is going to be about 1940, right? So this is going to be the area where bulls can pull back into, get a bit more accumulation here. Very, very healthy pullback in my opinion. And I would be a buyer, guys. 21 down to 19. I'm definitely going to be picking up a bit more Ethereum. So we're going to keep a close eye on weekly consolidation in the event that the bears confirm the daily downtrend here. Very, very, very big area of support coming up. So it's going to be tough for the bears to get through that, especially in this environment of macro improvement. And Bitcoin and Ethereum, I mean, these are clear monthly breakouts as well. So you really should not be nervous about the bulls' ability to hold these longer term timeframes. The bulls are in control of everything. We're just having a little bit of consolidation after several weeks, almost 2 months, guys, of pretty much euphoria in crypto. Now let's move down to our big tech stocks, and then we're going to do my portfolio real quick. So now Apple consolidating a little bit on the day here, down 0.27% after pretty much making a new all-time high yesterday. So Apple still in this very beautiful pattern of daily uptrend, just continuing at this point. Anything above 191.72, just going to be looking for a daily higher low for further price appreciation here. Until the bulls lose the daily uptrend, we are always looking for higher lows and price continuation, right? Until we lose the daily uptrend, we cannot say that weekly consolidation is underway. Okay, so weekly uptrend is also in full control by the bulls here, still eyeing to pretty much close a week above the all-time highs. We set a new all-time high yesterday, but not able to close a weekly candle above it. So we'll see if they can do that with the remaining part of December. But Apple looking very, very healthy. It's just, once again, I will reiterate, I cannot buy Apple up here. It's a little bit too rich for me, guys. I'm more of a buyer down in the 180 zone here. So a little bit too rich for me. But bulls in full control. This is definitely a hold for any long-term portfolio. No red flags. Bulls in full weekly control as well. And on the monthly, we're looking for the monthly breakout as well. Monthly uptrend pretty much confirming with the new all-time high yesterday. Haven't had a monthly uptrend on Apple since all the way back here in 2021. So no red flags. Definitely a hold. So now moving down to AMD. AMD looking good as well, up 0.83%, but you couldn't really tell on the chart because they're not really doing much here. So a little bit of consolidation sideways by AMD. This is going to result in another bull flag, guys, in my opinion. Even if we do curl down a little bit, anything above 116.50, just looking for another daily higher low for further price appreciation here. Daily chart is looking very, very, very bullish, guys. This is the consolidation area, 130 all the way down to 126, right? We see this very clearly on the weekly. It was our previous week, our previous 52-week highs. So if we do pull back in this beautiful weekly uptrend for a little bit of consolidation here, target these areas. This is the areas that I'm personally going to be targeting with some of my short put options to potentially add more to the AMD position, but no red flags whatsoever, guys. Very, very bullish on the weekly, very, very bullish on the daily with this daily breakout of your 52-week highs here. And on the monthly, guys, monthly confirmed uptrend as well. So no red flags on AMD. I am expecting them to challenge all-time highs in 2024. Very, very bullish outlook by the company. Very good earnings as well. And now with them releasing a competing product to NVIDIA, right, in terms of their cloud infrastructure management, it's going to be a very, very hot race. And that is what you want to see, guys. Competition really breeds for better products and better consumer experiences here. So those companies are going to push each other onto new highs. And I'm very curious to see how far they can push the technology. AMD and NVIDIA have been long-term competitors here. They were competing in the processors and GPUs for the longest time, ever since I was pretty much a kid playing video games. And now they have moved on to competing in the cloud infrastructure and warehousing space. So very, very looking forward to seeing their new expansion of their new lines of business. Amazon here, ready for the breakout, guys. We've been calling this for a couple days, right? Very, very, very beautiful tightening range here, respecting our 12 EMA on the daily very, very nicely here. Bulls playing great defense, waiting for that breakout. The Bears were never able to challenge 145 down to 140. They just did not want to get into that area. It was previous resistance, now acting as support here for the Bulls, and we're ready for this breakout here, guys. It's coming, mark my words. Weekly chart shows it as well. Weekly bull flag confirming now into a weekly uptrend with this weekly close. So I do believe we get some follow through, and the next area of follow through, guys, this next leg up, in my opinion, is taking us up pretty much to 165, 170. So keep an eye on that. Amazon bulls in full control of this daily breakout at this point. Daily uptrend is confirmed here. Anything pretty much above 144, just looking for a daily higher low for further price appreciation. And now that we're above the top end of this channel, right? It's going to be tough for the Bears to even bring it back down into here. So weekly looking very amazing for the breakout as well. And on the monthly, guys, monthly breakout is now well confirmed. So we'll see how they can close the month of December. But just know Q4, best quarter for Amazon. So can't wait to see those earnings in February. They're probably starting to price them in right now. Next stop, 165, 170 resistance, very close to the all-time highs with that after that next leg. Now let's move down to Google. Google kind of underperforming here, guys. So up 0.48%, right? But as of recently, guys, they've not been able to challenge the previous 52-week highs, kind of trapped within this whole range. We do still have the possibility that this is one massive inverse head and shoulders pattern, right? You see it better on the weekly, nice little inverse head and shoulders pattern, and those usually do break bullish. But for the time being, the bulls still need to recapture the daily uptrend here. So we're still looking for the daily uptrend recapture here, right? The Bears almost set the daily downtrend here, couldn't close below. So we'll see, can the bulls confirm this daily trend change? That's what we're looking for here, guys. I'm looking for a break of 135, and after 135, we have to start challenging pretty much the 140 area. So on the daily, it's just one massive area of consolidation. I know it's a very, very wide range, but it is really sideways consolidation. You see it best on the weekly. Price has kind of been consolidating in this area since the month of August, kind of really coiling up. And I do believe with the bullish lean that the market has, we are going to get a very nice weekly breakout here. So still looking for the weekly higher low. I do believe we got it last week here. here around the 129 area. So now we're going to be looking for the bulls to follow through on that. Follow through would be a break of your 141 area. That would confirm the new weekly uptrend. And as a result, would also confirm your monthly breakout. So we'll see how they close out in the month of December. But Google looking very, very bullish. I still have, well, I have my long-term shares, but I also have those 100 shares in the swing trading account that I show for you guys. So we're going to be holding those. And if we ever get any further drop in Google below 130, I will be adding to that position for a new swing trade. Now down to Meta. Meta performing very nicely here today. Nothing to say, no red flags whatsoever on Meta. 0.53% to the upside. Looking very bullish here, guys, engulfing your most recent selling move, right? So daily uptrend is confirmed at this point. Very, very, very small movements here by Meta in the past couple of days, but that's okay. They're just pretty much holding up gains. You can see it better on the weekly, right? So daily uptrend is now reconfirmed by the bulls here. Any move down now at this point is going to be for a higher low. Anything above 320.76, higher low for further price appreciation. Nice to see them above our moving averages right here. You see it best on the weekly, though. What is Meta trying to do? They are trying for the weekly higher low and weekly higher high. So looking for the continuation of this beautiful weekly uptrend. Look at this defense. I bring it up every video, guys. 12 EMA on the weekly is the level to be watching. Every time we tag it, we reject from it nicely, and the bulls are able to put in another move. So I'm expecting no different this time from Meta. If we do crack our highs here, 344, we are moving to one target higher here. This would be the 352 area. And then after that, it's pretty much your all-time high. So target your 352 on the break of 340, pretty much this 341 level, right? Going to be a nice little price appreciation, and Meta obviously in a beautiful monthly uptrend as well. No red flags, bulls in control of everything here. Weekly chart is definitely my favorite. Meta is a buy for me. If ever we somehow dip back down to the 320 down to 300 range, I will be looking to make a short-term play on Meta. Now moving on to Microsoft. Microsoft looking very good here, guys. 1.31% to the upside. Challenging the lows yesterday, but the bulls said, nope, not today. So we'll see what happens next week. If we do break this area here, guys, 363. Watch it very carefully. If we break it, the bears confirm the daily downtrend. If you get a daily downtrend, no problem at all. We're just looking for a bit of weekly consolidation on Microsoft. Target this area, 12 EMA right down here, about 357. And then we have my sweet spot area here of support. 355 down to 340 is going to be the area where I would be looking to make a short-term play on Microsoft. Previous all-time high resistance now will be acting as very beautiful support. We have the two moving averages right in that area as well. So keep a very close eye on that. If for whatever which reason the bulls lose the daily uptrend towards the downside here, target this area, I will be making a play on Microsoft for a swing trade. But as of now, the bulls looking healthy, still consolidating sideways here. So it's either going to go two ways, guys, right? Tight range, break 363, bears confirm the downtrend, break 377, and the bulls confirm a new daily uptrend here after having lost it right here, right? With this higher low, they put in the lower low. So now looking to recapture that daily uptrend. If they recapture the daily uptrend, that has been the extent of your weekly consolidation, and we'll be looking for a move higher. So Microsoft looking very good. And obviously you guys know monthly breakout is confirmed at this point. So no red flags on Microsoft forever. This as well is a hold for me. Would become a bit of a nibble down here, but as of now, just a hold, no red flags. Bulls control everything. NVIDIA, nice move to the upside here, guys. 1.12%. Love to see that follow through. So daily uptrend is recaptured by the bulls. This was a daily downtrend. Now the bulls have recaptured the daily uptrend. Very nice. Recapture of the daily uptrend means that your weekly higher low is set. 453 was the weekly higher low. Looking for the weekly higher low here for a second weekly leg up here. Price to earnings ratio on NVIDIA for next year, I'll remind you again, is 22. So do with that what you will, but the stock is not that expensive considering the end of year of next year's earnings. So looking very, very, very bullish on a fundamentals aspect here. Obviously, you guys, NVIDIA is the sector leader in the new market segments that they're tackling, cloud data warehousing services, obviously, right? And we are looking for the weekly trend breakout right now. So looking very, very healthy on NVIDIA. And on the daily chart here, any single pullback at this point, anything above 458 is just going to be looking for a daily higher low for further price expansion, continuing this weekly move up. So we'll see how high NVIDIA can close. Can they hit new all-time highs before the end of December and really confirm this monthly uptrend breakout as well? We will keep an eye on that, but so far so good for NVIDIA. NVIDIA, not my favorite play up here. I kind of like AMD in terms of the risk to reward, and I also even like TSM. TSM is representing some fairly decent risk to reward as well in terms of percentage off the all-time highs, still about 30% off of your all-time highs. Good growth and everything here. So that's pretty much it for NVIDIA. Now we're going to move down to Tesla. So Tesla performing very, very well, guys. We finally got the breakout here, guys. So daily breakout is confirmed, right? Daily uptrend is now confirmed for the bulls. Any pullback is just going to be for a higher low, anything above 229 for a daily higher low for further price expansion. Now, what I want to see the bulls do, if ever we consolidate early next week, I want to see them use the upper end of our range here as support. So this is going to be your 246. Come down, breakout, retest 246 and run. The next area to run to is going to be 267, 268, next area of resistance. Tesla breakout looking very good. Daily breakout confirmed. So daily uptrend is now to the bulls. We do have now a weekly confirmed uptrend as well here, guys. So looking very, very good. Any pullback early next week is going to be for buying. I'll be sniping those options if they do come to me. So weekly uptrend now set by the bulls after having waited for it now for the better part of the last month. So great job on Tesla bulls here. And I'll remind you, on the monthly, we haven't looked at the monthly for Tesla in a while. We were always just looking for the monthly higher low for further monthly trend expansion. Monthly uptrend was recaptured early in the year by the bulls here. And now we're just looking for them to push the bar even further. Obviously, your new 52-week high would be a break of your 300 level. So going to be keeping a close eye here. Tesla deliveries obviously come out pretty much the first day of the new month here. So 1st of January, we will be getting, obviously 1st of January is close. We'll be getting it on Tuesday, pretty much Tuesday, the 2nd of January, their delivery numbers. So looking a bit higher here, 267 is the next target. Daily bulls, full control now. And now we do have a weekly breakout to the uptrend here. So great job by Tesla bulls here, guys. Finally, Tesla with the recapture of the daily and weekly trends, joining the rest of big tech in that fashion. Now moving on to Palantir. Palantir, started decently up here, guys. What a weird day on Palantir, right? We had a great breakout early morning here, pretty much at the open, ran all the way to 1914, and then look at this pullback here, guys. 5.5% of pullback before rallying ever so slightly into the close. That's okay here, guys, right? What are the bulls trying to do? Well, it's a daily downtrend at this point. So at this point, the bulls are just trying to reset the daily uptrend here, and they got it ever so slightly here, guys. So anything now above 1726, going to be looking for a daily higher low to continue potentially the daily uptrend here into the end of the year. But the weekly bears are still being slightly aggressive, right? So look at this, guys. It's a weekly uptrend, but the one little thing on Palantir is that the bears have taken back a lot of this move to the downside, a lot of this move to the downside. They've taken back 62% of the move. So usually that means that the bears have a shot at potentially setting a weekly downtrend here. So we're going to be keeping a close eye on Palantir. How high can this bounce get in relation to your previous high here, 20.26? So would like to see the bulls get at least this high back as about 1980, 1975 to really give themselves some space to recapture that, start recapturing some of this on the weekly. Weekly is still an uptrend. We're still just looking for the weekly higher low. Anything above 1450 is going to be for that weekly higher low for further price expansion here. I have been very aggressive on my Palantir puts, and that has not changed. I'll show you that, guys, when we do the portfolio update here in a few minutes. I like this area. 18, 17 is definitely a nice little buy spot for me. So that's pretty much it for Palantir. Still struggling, but the bulls are starting to recover nicely here. And now PayPal. PayPal, once again, we were saying this yesterday's video, right? PayPal, breakout 2 days, consolidate sideways. Breakout 2 days, consolidate sideways. Bit of a move up, consolidate sideways, right? So now we break up for 2 days, not even a full 2 days because we gave a lot of it back yesterday, and now just consolidating. But that's okay, guys. Anything above 57.50, just looking for a daily higher low here for further price expansion for another daily leg up. So the daily uptrend is controlled by the bulls. Nice defense of this 12 EMA. Would like to see the bulls really maintain the defense of this 12 EMA. We have some decent area of support down here as well, right? So this $60 range was very, very big area of congestion in the past, right? Very, very big area of congestion. This was resistance as well here, right? And now we broke through it as support. So we're going to be looking to use this whole area now as price support if we do pull back into it. But the daily bulls are in control at this point. Love to see it. So we'll be looking for some price expansion on PayPal here within the next few weeks as well. We'll see how high they can get for the end of the year. And on the weekly, guys, weekly is looking fairly good at this point, guys. The bulls have recaptured 80% of this most recent weekly second leg down. So love to see it. They're trying to set up for the weekly uptrend change, similar to what we had back here. Just not a lot of momentum still on PayPal. I know that there's still relatively much still relatively decently off the all-time highs here, about 21%. But in all the grand scheme of things, guys, that's not that much in relation to what the rest of tech has done. So PayPal still representing an undervalued opportunity in my opinion here. A lot of people could argue that it is a value trap, but PayPal is still a company that's growing fairly decently, guys. We're talking about 9% revenue growth per year, and EPS is the big kicker. I love to see close to 20% EPS growth over the next 5 years. So we'll be looking very forward to this company's recovery, guys. I do think that in terms of a medium-term target, we could very easily make it back to the $80, $90 range with favorable macro and with interest rates coming back down. So going to be looking forward to riding this trade to the upside after having held it so long to the downside. So that's pretty much everything that I had for the stocks. Now let's get into my portfolio. All right, guys, so taking a look into the portfolio here, how did we close the week? Well, very nicely indeed here, guys. We are up a year-to-date 61.61%, almost challenging our year-to-date highs that we hit back twice on the account, April 17th and July 18th, pretty much here. So we're going to be challenging those in the next couple of weeks here. We'll see how we can close out the month of December, but keep in mind, we've withdrawn 15% of the portfolio this year. So our actual year-to-date gains, guys, stand closer to 75%, and that's exclusively running pretty much the put wheel strategy here. So writing puts, getting assigned the stock, then writing calls. So that's pretty much it. SPY up pretty much on the year, about 23% here. So we're almost back to outperforming SPY by almost 3x. Very, very good. That is our benchmark here. Now in comparison to the NASDAQ here, we are currently outpacing the NASDAQ as well. 61.61, the NASDAQ currently trading one of its best years ever, guys, 42%. That's still not enough. We are still beating the NASDAQ here. So very, very good performance by the portfolio this year, right? And that should be as of no surprise, guys. The strategy that I use, right, is to be targeting 0.5% to 1% premium of the account per week. So that means on a 52-week basis here, 0.5% would mean that we're getting at least 26% per year. And if we're getting 1% per week, that's at least 52%. Now, the way that I play options, right, constantly rotating them midweek and whatnot, and waiting a little bit before writing calls, I'm able to juice out a little bit more gains, which is why you see some outperformance over my baseline targets here. So very, very good performance by myself. I have to pat myself on the back a little bit, I guess. Now, portfolio positions here, guys. We did rearrange a few things, so keep a close eye, guys. So Palantir, you'll see a lot of Palantir positions here, but a very, very simple one here, guys. These 17.5 puts obviously expired worthless here. Palantir ending the day, we just showed it on the charts here, 18.20. So once again, I'm pocketing all of this premium here, all of this almost $200 we are pocketing from Palantir. I wrote some for next week. So we wrote the $17.50 strike for next Friday, over 1% play here. 24 cents is what we got here. 17.5 puts for next Friday. And we also wrote 2 contracts of the 18 puts. So that would be a total of 800 shares if ever we slide below 17.5 here. So looking to kind of play the juicy premium on Palantir, and it's also in my sweet spot. So I won't mind riding those positions at all. Now, a few that got also worthless here are CELH. So CLH ending around $49.50 here today. So we wrote these here earlier in the week for 45 cents, almost 1% play here, right? So we'd always divide the premium, which is $45, by the amount of capital, 4,833, and this is how you get the 1%. So anybody new to the channel, if you don't know why I'm saying 1%, well, this premium right here is $45. If you divide it by the capital you would outlay for 100 shares here, that would be $4,833. So it would be about, almost 1%, right? This is obviously times 100 for percent here. So almost pretty much 1% here, 0.93%. I always target between 0.5% and 1% per week. So this premium all captured. So we pocket this as well. Oracle 99s, Oracle ended, as a matter of fact, a 103.50 down here today. So this premium is also worthless. So we pocket that as well here. We did get assigned Starbucks. So we got assigned Starbucks, the 97. Starbucks actually closed below that. You can see Starbucks closing at about 96.75 here. So we will be having a average cost on Starbucks of about 96.78. So we're kind of close to our assignment price right away here. So we'll see about writing calls next week. But I do like this little dip on Starbucks here, guys. We're still waiting for the potential weekly uptrend formation here by the bulls, reversing all of this sideways movement here. Still also looking for a bit of monthly trend reversal here too. So let's try and get that. That's why I'm not too, I'm not too nervous about getting this position on Starbucks. I really like Starbucks under $100. So don't mind holding this position at all. That's why I wrote those contracts here. So we'll see what happens with these 97s, but not nervous at all. I actually like this position. Now let's move into Rivian here. I didn't cover it for the specific reason that we're now getting called away on Rivian and UPS. So trimming a little bit of gains here, guys. Let's start off with Rivian. You guys know that I got assigned Rivian shares pretty much much back here, 200 shares at about 18.50 here. And this was a while ago here, guys. You remember me talking about Rivian every single week here for pretty much the past 2 months, because that's how long it's been. This is all the premium we've collected on Rivian so far. Our break even was all the way down here at $16.86. We brought it nicely down from our assignment price of $18.50. Now it's all the way down to $16.86 here. And I chose to let this one go. There was not enough premium on the calls for next week, even if I was to roll up. So I pretty much decided to roll this one to pretty much cut the position. So letting it expire here. So what did we get? So as you can see, guys, we are getting called away here at 19.5 strike here. So Rivian, very good profit for what it was here, guys, right? So Rivian, 19.5. So we take 19.5 minus your 16.86. That's going to be how much we make times your 200 shares. So about $528 here. $528 from your assignment total here, which would be $3,700. Is about 14% here, guys. Very good returns on a small amount of capital. 14% in pretty much 8 weeks here. And I got the proof here for you. We got assigned Rivian. You can see it right here. We bought these pretty much 10.24, and the UPS is going to be the same, so may as well show it to you guys right away. We got assigned on 10.20, as a matter of fact, Friday. This is going to be your Friday, right? So October 20th here and October 20th on this UPS position as well. You can see it right here, UPS. So may as well do those 2 birds with 1 stone. So pretty much 14% in 8 weeks. So 14% divided by 8, that's pretty much 1.7% here per week, well above my 1% target. So very happy with that trade on Rivian. Beautiful management of the position, if I do say so myself. And now UPS, so this is just 2 positions that you guys seen me manage for months now. Not get nervous, sell calls appropriately, and you can see the strategy always works, guys, so long as you're buying stocks that are cheap on a downtrend pretty much, or that have a short-term downtrend, but you're expecting long-term recovery because long-term bulls are in control right here. UPS, you see we wrote this one all the way down to the 152 after a break of support. Very, very nice area here. And you can see all the premium collected on UPS here. So we just got rid of UPS. I'll show you guys we got rid of UPS at 157.50. These will be called away because UPS closed at the 163 mark. So how much money did we make? Our break even was all the way down here at 143.48. So 157.50 minus your 143.48 here, times 100 shares. That's about $1,400 in profit in pretty much just about 8 weeks. So $1,400 divided by our entry cost, the cost of holding the shares. So 152.50, right? So 152.50, this will be $15,250 here pretty much for the 100 shares. So that is a return of roughly 9% here. We held them for those for 8 weeks as well. So that's about over 1.1% here per week of holding this stock. Exactly what I want, about 1% per week. And pretty much very, very good position management by UPS as well. So those are 2 positions that are getting called away. Now, what do we still have in terms of shares? Still have a bunch here, guys. So Adobe, you'll see we made a little swing trade off of Adobe earnings here. 585.14 is our average cost here. So we'll see. I want to ride these about to 620, 630. We'll see how long that takes. I bought Amazon today. Amazon pretty much after the close. I wanted to buy them during the day, but I kind of forgot. I had a bit of things going on here. Kind of forgot, chose to buy them after the close. I do think Amazon is poised for a breakout after showing you that on the technical analysis here, guys, right? Weekly breakout is started here. Target going to be 165, 170 here. And next week, I'm going to be aggressively riding a put option right on Monday morning in the 145, 146, 147 area here. So looking forward to that. We still have the TMF trade. This is your 20-year yield. So 3x levered play on 20-year bonds coming back. You can see we're already up pretty much $10 a share. So a nice little gain here, roughly $300 going to be riding those. Oracle, still have the Oracle shares that I bought after the earnings, after their earnings, pretty much after hours, right? So bought them when they were down about 7% here. Oracle going to be probably looking to run them here back to close to the all-time highs here. So going to be using that as a swing trade just in terms of shares as well. I want to see them get back to at least about 115, 120 here. And I will be writing a bit of options so long as we stay down here in the $100 level. So Oracle, a position I'll continue to average into a little bit. ETH and Bitcoin still have those starter positions. BABA still have my shares, not high enough for covered calls. I'll be doing some long-term leaps on BABA most likely soon. CP, now pleasantly in profit here. We're now in profit by about $400 on our CP shares. We'll potentially be looking to add an additional 100 shares if we do dip more. If not, I will be holding these to probably the high 70 areas here, guys. These were assigned at 72.50. We've held them, not wrote any calls on them yet. Still have the 100 shares of Google that we'll be looking to ride into the 140 area before writing covered calls. UPS is gone. PayPal still riding these. Rivian is gone as well. CSIQ, not high enough to write covered calls. My break even on CSIQ, I will remind you, is $28 here after having wrote after having wrote a bunch of premium from 35 assignment, our break even is 28. So getting close here, guys, getting close for the recovery. Looking forward to that. And now my Canadian banking shares finally in the profit. Average cost now nicely in the profit here. So still a little bit of positions that are still in the red here, guys. If you see, if I move my head, you'll see still a bit of positions with some red in them, but looking forward to recapturing most, if not all of that here, potentially, if not by the end of the year, guys, into Q1. So probably going to be ending the year very, very nicely here. We've done a great job this year of managing the portfolio. So that's pretty much everything that I had for you guys today here. So if you enjoyed the video, guys, consider clicking like. I would really appreciate it. And also consider subscribing to the channel if you're new. We'd love to have you here. I'll catch you guys over the weekend. Take care and peace.